In this class, we will write a program to display the following pattern as shown below. So these are called as patterns. So I want these kind of patterns to be displayed by our program. So how to write this program and the concepts of pattern. So from now on, this is our first program on patterns. And the concepts of patterns play very important role in your entire career of computer science and engineering. Because understanding more number of patterns will let you be efficient in logic building. So try to understand as many patterns as possible in your entire career of computer science so that you can have a strong logic building abilities. So let's get started with the explanation of this pattern. So let's try to understand this pattern. So how this pattern has to be displayed, so that we will try to understand. Now, every time we get into patterns, we get a pattern. So all we need to understand is we need a strong observation ability. So by seeing the pattern, we have to come to the conclusion. So this is the kind of pattern that is involved. So patterns itself means there is a certain kind of pattern involved within this kind of display. So we have to identify that pattern. We have to observe that pattern. Once you get that observation, once you are strong enough that this is how the pattern is constructed, then the logic building is very, very easy. Okay. So now can you observe what kind of observations are going to make from this pattern? So pause this video and try to make some observations. What you are going to observe, that observations keenly about this and try to understand this. So now by seeing this, I can strongly say that there are 5 rows and in each row there are 5 columns. See, there are 5 rows and 5 columns. Yes or no? So in each row we are going to have 5 stars, and similarly we are going to have 5 such kind of rows. Now how we are going to construct this? So how we are going to decide that there should be only 5 rows and 5 columns? It is provided by the user. For example, let's assume that I am going to take a variable called row call count. So this is the variable that is filled by the user. So let's assume that the user has given us 3. Now can you guess what kind of pattern will get generated? So how this pattern will get generated? Try to understand that. So we are going to have 3 rows. So second row and this is third row, and in each row we are going to have 3 stars. Okay. So there are 3 rows. So these are the 3 rows and there are 3 columns. Okay. Now how can we do that? So how can you make that possible so that we have to iterate for 3 rows and every time we iterate we have to print this 3 stars in each row. So how this can be done? So this is where the nested loops will come into action. So this is the logic for this entire program. So we will understand this logic. In the process, we will understand how the nested loops will help you writing the patterns efficiently. So let's get started with this understanding this logic. And here we are having 2 variables. So the outer for loop is having a counter of I and the inner for loop is having a counter of j. So how many times this outer for loop will iterate? First you have to understand this. How many times will this outer for loop will iterate? So let's assume that the row call count, the value of this is 5. Now every time, so the outer for loop is having an value of I is equal to 1, initialization of I is equal to 1. Now how many times will it iterate? I less than or equal to this variable, in this case it is 5. So we are going to start from 1 and we are going to end till 5. Means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 is also involved because it is less than or equal to 5. Less than or equal to row call count. So we are going to iterate 5 times. And in the 6th iteration we are going to come out of that loop. And this is how this outer for loop will iterate. So this outer for loop is going to iterate for 5 times. So now the next very important point is, every time this happens to be true, this logic happens to be true, we are going to come into this loop, and how many times will this for loop will iterate. So every time we come into this loop, we are going to come into this loop for 5 times. Every time we come into this loop, how many times will this for loop iterate? So this for loop is going to iterate for 5 times. In the 6th iteration, we are going to fail and we are going to come out of this for loop. Okay, so after coming out of this for loop, and every time we come into this loop, what we are going to print? We are going to print a star. Okay, and once we come out of this for loop, means after all the 5 iterations, we are going to print a new line. Okay, so this is the complete logic of this for loop. Now, can you guess which loop is going to control the rows and which loop is going to control the columns? So this question is very important. Once again, from this entire logic, which loop is going to control the rows and which loop is going to control the columns? Okay, so the outer loop is going to control the rows, means as we are having 5 rows, so this outer loop is going to control those 5 rows, and every time we come into this loop, this inner loop is going to control the columns. Okay, means every time we come into this for loop, we are going to print. So as we are in the first row, we are going to print 5 stars. Try to understand this point. So if you are not understanding this point, just go back to this point and try to understand this particular piece again. Okay, so let's get started with our logic. So initially the value of I is equal to 1, and so is the value of I 1 less than or equal to 5? Is it true? Yes, this is true. So we are going to go into this for loop, and this for loop is going to iterate, and here the value of j is equal to 1, and so let's take this, j is equal to 1. Okay, so I'll just draw here. Here j is equal to 1, and is j 1 less than or equal to 5? Is it true? Yes, it is true. 1 is less than or equal to 5 is true. So we are going to come into this and we are going to print our first star. In the second iteration, the value of j will become 2, and 2 less than or equal to 5. Is it true? Yes, it is true. So again the second row will get, so the second star will get printed. So every time this loop is going to print the stars in each row. Okay, so once 5 stars are printed, now the j value will become 6. Now 6 less than or equal to 5. Is it true? No, it is not true. So now here is the place where we are going to come out of this for loop and a new line will get printed, means this printf will get printed, and this printf job is to let you move on to the next line. Okay, so again the for loop will iterate. Now the value of I will be 2. Understand this. Now the value of I will be 2. Now we are in the second row. So the outer for loop is controlling the rows and the inner for loop is controlling, means printing the stars in the columns in that particular row. Try to understand this logic. This is the very important logic. If you understand this, the logic is very simple and the pattern is very obvious for you to understand. Okay, so now we are in the second time we are entering into this loop. Now this for loop is going to iterate for 5 times, and the job of this for loop is going to print all the stars 5 times. And again this one will get executed. We are going to go into this new line, and again this loop is going to iterate. So this loop is iterating for 3rd time, where the value of I is 3. So is 3 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it is true. So this row will get printed. So in the same way, the 4th row and the 5th row will also get printed. After 5th row, the value of I will become 6. Now is the value of I 6 less than or equal to 5? Is it true? No, this is not true. So we are going to come out of this entire for loop and the next part of the program will get executed. So this is the logic for this pattern. So let's understand the program. We'll directly go into the program and we will understand the program. So here is the program, very straightforward. I have taken three variables. The first variable is star count and the second variable is the counter for outer for loop and j is the counter for inner for loop. So very straightforward, and here we are asking the user to provide the star count or row column count. I have taken it here, it has star count. Okay, so now we are going to iterate. So the same logic will get applied and this one will get repeated. So let's see the output so that you can easily understand whether this is working or not. Enter the number of stars in a row. So let's give it as 5. See here, 5 rows and 5 columns, and the stars are printed accordingly. So we'll go on with another input. We'll give another input and check whether it is working. I am going to give it as 10 number of stars in a row and column. See here. So 10 rows and each row is filled with 10 stars. Okay. So this is the logic for our first very important pattern. In the next class, we are going to cover another pattern, but it is going to be a bit tricky. So that's it for this video. See you in the next class.